Guys, I understand that my videos are not as consistent as they should be, but trust me, I need to work on that. I'm working on it now. So, according to BuzzFeed, Elizabeth Gillies watched Quiet on Set with Ariana Grande over FaceTime and said it made them reevaluate their experience on Nickelodeon. So, almost everybody in my age group already knows this, but to those of you who are outside the age group and don't know this, Elizabeth Gillies and Ariana Grande started off as Nickelodeon stars and are primarily known for their role as Jade and Cat on the show, respectively, on the show Victorious, and Quiet on Set, which most people are familiar with by this point, but to those of you who are not, it was basically a mini docuseries that had the former Nickelodeon stars from different shows. I mean, you had Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, all these different shows where they were exposing a lot of the dirt that was going on behind the scenes and just how messed up Dan Schneider is. And I mean, let's face it, I think that many of you would agree with me on this one, even though some of you may not say it out loud, but for as messed up as he is, I mean, the man had some good quality shows. I mean, those shows were the cornerstone of our childhood, and I still watch some of those shows. But here we go. She said, "I'm very lucky I have such a close relationship with my cast and with Ari, and that we are able to do that together, and that we were all able to do that together, because we definitely leaned on each other, talked amongst each other, and checked in with each other." This article was written by Lauren Garofano. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. As I always say, every time I go through this stuff, there's always at least one name that I'm not sure how to pronounce. Elizabeth Gillies is the latest former Nickelodeon star to break their silence on Investigation Discovery's Quiet on Set, the dark side of kids' TV. The docuseries released earlier this year focuses on the allegedly toxic and abusive culture that child stars faced during their time at Nickelodeon. First of all, there's no alleged about it. I mean, it was toxic. It happened. But since its release, several former Nickelodeon stars have commented on the claims made in the doc, along with sharing their own experiences working for the network alongside Dan Schneider. Nickelodeon said in a statement to BuzzFeed, "Our highest priorities are the well-being and best interests. Our highest priorities are the well-being and best interests, not just of our employees, cast, and crew, but of all children. And we have adopted numerous safeguards over the years to help ensure we are living up to our own high standards and the expectations of our audience." In a recent interview with Variety, Elizabeth Gillies, who starred in Dan Schneider's series Victorious, confirmed that she had watched the docuseries and even watched it while on FaceTime with her close friend and former co-star, Ariana Grande. Liz's response comes a month after Ariana spoke publicly about the documentary on an episode of Penn Badgley's podcast, Pod Crushed. When asked about her relationship with child acting, Ariana said, quote unquote, "Obviously my relationship with it has and is currently and has been changing. And I'm reprocessing a lot of what the experience was like." She said, "I think that the environment needs to be safer. If kids are going to be acting," she continued, "I think there should be therapists. I think there should be parents allowed wherever they want to be, not only on kids' sets. I think if anyone wants to do this or music or anything at the level of exposure, that means that it means to be on TV or to do music with a major label or whatever. There should be in the contract something about therapy is mandatory twice a week." Okay, not a bad point. Liz told Variety, "I certainly reevaluated my experience with Ariana over FaceTime. We watched it together and we got together later that week or the next week and we sort of broke the whole thing down and talked about it and reprocessed everything together. There was a lot to go through." She says, "It's tricky when you look back on something incredibly positively and then you learn a lot of information and also revisit things as an adult through a lens that reframe the memories in your mind a little bit or cloud them or taint them, maybe rightfully so." And then they go on. There's a lot of this going on right here. There's a lot of this. Let's see. She continued, "I almost wonder if a psychiatrist or a psychologist should evaluate the children and speak to the parents before they sign them off to let them be on a set or a show just because it's such a huge undertaking. And children don't often know what a huge undertaking it is, and then they feel trapped or pressured. Parents have to make sure that there is respect on the set for the children, that they're being treated as children. Although it is an adult job, it's a tough one. So a lot of this, okay, hold on, just a couple more. She said, I can't imagine what it must feel like for a child that was pushed there by their parents and had no interest in acting, had to come to work and do that grueling job every single day, because for me, it was a treat. And for everyone else, I mean, what a nightmare. And then last one. It's like if someone made me go play baseball for 10 hours a day, I'd be crying in my room at night. It's just because it's not what I want to do. Everything's hard. Sports are hard. Acting is hard. Any job is hard. And if it's not your dream and you don't know what you're getting yourself into, it could be a total nightmare, and it can be very damaging to your life, your mind, and your mental health. Okay, so that was the end of that article on BuzzFeed. So, there's a few others who came out also long before the quiet on set thing. I mean, we've talked about Alexa Nicholas and Daniela Monet, and I really hope that this is something that a lot of people see, like especially a lot of parents and families, whoever related to people who are planning on getting into Hollywood, or like they said, acting or music or comedy or whatever it may be. And one of my takeaways from that is, if you notice that there's even an inch, even an iota of any type of abuse or mistreatment or disrespect on the set, just hurry up and just bounce and just get the hell out. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm still tripped out about a lot of this stuff that came out with Schneider and Nickelodeon. I mean, I really don't know what else to say about it. And I don't know why. I have a feeling that there's still going to be more stuff to come out. But what's Schneider's punishment going to be? I don't know. Who knows? So, I mean, it's good that they reevaluated that. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say about it. It's just be careful. There's a lot of Hollywood is pretty crooked and corrupt. I don't believe every single player out there is bad, but a lot of them are. But I think that makes sense with what they're saying here. And in other news, there may or may not possibly be a Victorious reboot. I'll talk about that in another video, but I just kind of wanted to put that out there. So help me out here, like and subscribe. I got more stories coming for you, more movie reviews, more show reviews, all that good stuff.